So starting off with the primer, I'm using the Urban Decay Optical Illusions primer, and I'm just putting that all over my face. And after that, I'm going to go in with the Benefit, the Professional primer as well, because I want my face to be really matte. And then after that, I'm going in with my Anastasia Beverly Hills brow definer and dip brow in both the shade dark brown. And I'm just going to use that to sculpt my brows, which I have done in a previous video. If you want to check out that video, you can go on my channel and check that one out as well. It's a brow tutorial with the tutorial in it as well. Next, I'm just going to go in with my concealer. This is the Kat Von D Lock-It Concealer in the shade Deep 31 Warm. I'm just using that to sculpt my brows. And then I'm going to go in with my Fenty foundation. I'm in the shade 410. I'm just going to apply this all over my face. Yes, as you can see, I do use a lot because I do like full coverage, so I use that to cover my entire face. Next, I'm going in with my LA Girl Pro Concealer in the shade Fawn. I'm using it for my under eyes, my forehead, nose, my upper lip, and my chin area. And I'm just going to use that and blend it all out with a beauty sponge. Next, I'm going to use that beauty sponge and take my Kat Von D Lock-It powder and use that to bake under my eyes, my smile lines, and on my forehead. Just to make sure everything sets in place. I also use some on my eyelids as well. This is concealer that I used on my eyes for a primer, which will be the base for my eyeshadows. Starting with the Subculture palette, I'm going to put down the shade Edge as my transition color, and I'm just using that, focusing it in the crease with just any buffing brush that you can find. And then I'm going to use New Wave to go on top of that, just to further deepen up the crease so that I can have a smooth transition when I do my colors. Moving into the Saint and Sinner palette, I'm taking the shade Devil, and I'm going to apply that on top of those colors as well as a little bit on my eyelid. And I'm just using all three of these colors to make a really good transition color because I wasn't sure which color I wanted to use as my transition color. So I'm just taking it on a buffing brush and buffing it all out. And then next I'm going to go in with the shade Crucifix, also from the Saint and Sinner palette, and I'm just going to focus that more on the inner crease area and blend that out with the first brush that we used for the shade Edge and New Wave, and I'm going to use that to just buff everything out. Going into the Subculture palette, I'm grabbing the shade Fudge, and I'm going to put that in there as well, just to lighten up that Crucifix color, and so everything will blend together smoothly and it won't be too harsh of a brown, because I know the Saint and Sinner shade Crucifix is a pretty deep brown and it does get very pigmented, so I just used the Fudge to lighten it up so that it would smooth over a little bit better. And I'm just going back and forth with those two colors until I get the outcome that I am looking for. So I already went ahead and did one eye off camera just to see how it would turn out before I would start doing the other one on camera. So what I'm using now is just the same Kat Von D concealer that I use on my eyebrows, and I'm using that to cut my crease. And the brush that I used is just a random flat brush. I'm not sure where I got it from. I'm using it to cut the crease halfway. I'm not doing a full on cut crease because I didn't want to go over that look. I usually get used to doing the half cut creases. So after I'm done with that, I'm taking the shade Sacred Heart from the Saint and Sinner palette, which is a very like orangey reddish kind of shade, and I use that to apply on top of the concealer because I don't want anything too red feel like this color looked really good, especially with the outfit that I was going for that day. So after that, I just used those brown shades to blend over that color, and then I'm gonna take the same shade Sacred Heart and use that under my eye, as well as the shade Devil, which those shades weren't really working out as well. So I went in my inner corners with the shade Relic, which is also from the Saint Center palette, and I love using this shade as a highlight and an inner corner like highlight as well, because it's like really yellow and I like really yellow shades. So you see me using that as a brown bone highlight and as an inner corner highlight as well. So since I didn't like the bottom shades that I was using, I just went in with the shade Crucifix to fix the bottom up and make it a little bit darker, because I wanted the bottom to be a little bit darker than the top. So I just used that Crucifix color to deepen up the bottom portion. And next I'm just using my Tarte Sex Kitten eyeliner, and I love this eyeliner. This is the best eyeliner I've used so far, and I'm never going to part with it. I'm just going to forever buy it. But I'm just using that to make a wing. I'm making a very dramatic wing for today. Usually I stick with like more of like a simple one, but today I was like, you know what, since it's my birthday, I might as well just go all out and just extend it beyond what it's supposed to be like. So I did that for both eyes. Next I'm going with highlight, and this is the Buxom. I'm using the shade Gliss Factor, which was an orangey shade which you couldn't really see, so I ended up using Relic from the Kat Von D palette to help it show up a little bit better. I already applied mascara, which was the Big Monsieur by Lancome. So now I'm just going in with a different highlighter so that you can see a little bit better. And then after that, I did use 2 lip colors from the Sephora collection. These were the liquid lipsticks in shade 42 and 43. I just used shade 43 as the darker shade and then 42 as the lighter shade to finish up the look. So that's basically the look, guys, and I hope you like it. Please share, subscribe, turn on the notification bell, and let me know what you guys like to see next.